Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of The New World. In today's video, we're going to try a little something new. With a lot going on in the sports world, so it's many things to talk about. But before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't, turn on those notifications to stay tuned for more content, and let us know how you feel about the new style. Now fellas, let's go ahead and start it off with a little delusional man out in LA, DeAndre Ayton. If you haven't already heard, the brother was a little disappointed in how JJ Redick has been using him. Apparently he feels offended by the fact that they want him to be like Clint Capella for whatever reason. What y'all thoughts on that, man?
Man, it's kind of laughable because if you look at the history of like any LeBron James led team, and Luka Doncic is basically like, he's like LeBron James 2.0 at this point. Because when we talk about ball usage, I don't think I've ever seen a nigga that's dominate the basketball, dominate the rock as much as this guy. Mind you, he has an Austin Reeves on his team that at one point was averaging like 30 points per game, and LeBron James, who is one of the all-time greats, one of the GOATs. And he's like, has the ball in his hand like almost 50% of the time. This shit is crazy. So I think that for DeAndre Ayton, dog, this is what you sign up for, man. When you go to a team with Luka Doncic and LeBron James, you're gonna be limited. Limited. I mean, look at the track record. Because what they're talking about is that Luka Doncic, anytime that he's been able to operate at maximum capacity, it's been where he has a lob threat. Now with somebody of DeAndre Ayton's capability. So that's really all that they're saying. All they're saying is that we want you to be Clint Capella because that's the only way that we can win with Luka Doncic on the team. So I think it's not really a diss to DeAndre Ayton. It's really a backhanded compliment to Luka Doncic because basically these motherfuckers can only win one way.
I mean, that is pretty true, man. But, if I'm being honest, DeAndre Ayton has the brother even reached Clint Capella heights. Like, and that sounds crazy to say. Like, Clint Capella ain't even been an all-star, but, man, he sounded so hurt hearing that comments. But, I mean, shoot, even Clint Capella now, or at least during this month, has been playing much better than DeAndre Ayton. But Laker fans, man, I mean, you guys got warned by Portland and Phoenix fans, especially Portland fans, because I know they were seeing some of the double-doubles. They were like, oh, now he's playing with Luka and LeBron. Oh, man, he's finna go crazy. And then it was a graphic of all these Laker big men, and then they like lined up all their names, and it spelled out Ayton. And I was like, come on, man. They got fooled.
And that one didn't even have Anthony Davis on it, which I thought was kind of crazy. Anthony Davis, I feel like he's in that act, he's up there. But
hey, man.
But I mean, when you're seeing all that propaganda, they were setting that man up for failure. If we just gonna keep it a bean, because nobody in their right mind that actually knows ball thought that DeAndre Ayton was gonna hit them type of heights.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of Lakers fans, they don't know ball. Like going to the season, everybody told them, like if you pretty much watched last season when DeAndre Ayton was basically off the scrap heap and he was playing with Paolo and giving no effort. It's just been a constant theme throughout his career. I don't see why anybody would be surprised about this outcome. DeAndre Ayton has never been a lob threat.
Nah.
The best usage the NBA has ever gotten out of DeAndre Ayton was with CP3. Like that was really it. Other than that, man, and CP3, if anybody watched those Phoenix Suns games, he would try to get Ayton involved early in the game. Like he tried to get Ayton comfortable early in the game and, try to develop a little soft touch at the rim. That's kind of what Ayton's been. He hasn't been like an outside jump shooter. He hasn't been a lob threat. So for them to think this is going to work, and, I mean, skip it being, the brother kind of plays soft.
Yeah.
Like, really soft. Like people talk about Karl Towns. This brother actually plays soft. Like, the fact that he was number one draft pick, and if you've seen him, I think he went to Arizona.
Yep.
He was nice. He was nice to Arizona, but like a constant theme, because I just rewatched his highlights, was that like he was bigger than everybody. Like he was bigger than everybody. And when you're in the league and you're not bigger than everybody, and you have to actually fight. And I don't see DeAndre Ayton fight. Now I'm gonna say this one thing, because I feel like the Lakers season has been downhill ever since this. DeAndre Ayton's mom has been a big issue in the Los Angeles Lakers. Like for some reason, she thought making good food in front of Luka Doncic was going to work out. Like when I heard that, I was like, Are you kidding me? And then Luka Doncic going to this season, he had a whole PR stunt. Hey man, I'm getting skinny. And I knew that shit was gonna, bro. Give that shit 2 weeks, Luka Doncic is gonna be back at his 260 weight. So I was not surprised any of this is happening. Not surprised that DeAndre Ayton's not giving any effort. Not surprised that guys like, there was a picture on social media of like Luka Doncic, LeBron James, DeAndre Ayton, or it was like kind of like the starting lineup. All of them sitting down. Usually when you're sitting on the bench during a timeout or a dead ball, you sit next to each other. These guys are sitting like 1 or 2 seats apart, and it's like, dude, where's the chemistry at, man?
Poor leadership.
So yeah, it's poor leadership, and I mean everybody be blaming each other. Like this countless videos and amounts of effort, evidence that LeBron James a lot of times, man, he'll give up on the play, and DeAndre Ayton's not playing any defense. Luka Doncic, when have we ever looked for him to play defense? Austin Reeves is too small. So, I mean, this roster isn't good. DeAndre Ayton has been a disappointment for the majority of his career. I mean, I'm just going to call a spade, man. The brother has not been good. Like, I mean, might call him bust, honestly.
Yeah. Because, I mean, when you're drafted number 1 overall, I mean.
You're drafted over Luka Doncic.
Yeah, same draft.
So, the same draft, like Luka Doncic, Trae Young, all those guys, he has not been the caliber player. Like, man, I remember when he first came down to Phoenix, people were saying he was going to be, people were saying him and D Book were going to be Kobe and Shaq. I remember that shit, and I was like, what? It's like, first of all, the Kobe comparison, I mean, it's not crazy, but trying to liken DeAndre Ayton to Shaq is just like, I mean, that's just
dominating.
Nah, it was bonkers.
But the nickname, everybody tried to give him dominating.
Did he give himself that nickname?
Yeah, he gave himself that nickname, and that's never worked.
There you go.
That's the problem right there.
When niggas out there giving themselves nicknames as raps, do we have to talk about playoff P?
Yeah, I mean,
Kobe was like the only one that actually.
Yeah, and it worked out. Yeah.
Otherwise, that was supposed to be Michael Jordan nickname.
Yeah, apparently that was supposed to be Michael Jordan nickname, and Kobe just took it.
Well, I don't think he took it. I think that they gave it to him because Jordan didn't want it.
Yeah. So,
I mean, Jordan even wanted a nickname though. Like at that point of his career, like that wouldn't make any sense to me. You get a nickname when you're playing for like the Wizards, bro. Like what?
All right. So one last question, regarding the Lakers. Do y'all think is there more that JJ Redick can do for the team chemistry?
Oh no, absolutely not. Because the problem with the Lakers is the fact that, let's just break this down with the top 2 players. I'm not talking about Austin Reeves. I'm talking about Bron and Luka. If you take, Bron is over the hill. So, like, I really don't even kind of assess anything to be about him. Like, he's done what he's done in his career. He's on the back end. He's talking about golf all the time. But if we look at LeBron and Luka Doncic is basically like, think about all of LeBron James' worst qualities, like all of his biggest red flags, worst qualities, and multiplying by like 5. And that's what you have in Luka Doncic. Like, for the most part, LeBron James pretty much gives effort all the time, but we have seen historically that when he doesn't think that his team is good enough, he will quit. Like, he will quit on the team. He will start to have, bad defensive effort. Like, he's done that historically, specifically, like, on the latter part of his career. Luka Doncic does that even when, the team is doing well. Like, going back and forth with the refs, not getting back on defense, out of shape, which is something that we've never attributed to LeBron James. It's like Luka Doncic, for a player that has that much damn talent, has a lot of shitty qualities. And then I've been hearing people circle back on the Nico Harrison dialogue, which was my biggest thing with the Nico Harrison stuff was the fact that he just didn't get enough for Luka Doncic and didn't put him out in the marketplace. But I wasn't mad with that because I don't think you can give a nigga like $300+ million when his effort is that bad, his condition is that bad. So I don't think it's literally anything that JJ Redick can do. Look at how coaches are treated. Like, y'all saw what happened with Anthony Edwards and Chris Finch. Anthony Edwards, he was double teamed, and Chris Finch was like, "You need to come up out that rock." And he was like, "Fuck that! I'm triple teamed. I'm shooting this bitch." So it's just a different level of like relationship. Because I mean, none of this stuff would ever fly in the NFL. None of it. It would never fly. But because the players have so much power,
it seems like very Dallas Cowboy to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's the only organization I can think of.
Yeah, they're just gonna let things fly because they're in LA. Luka Doncic is a global figure. There's nothing that JJ Redick can do. The biggest problem is the fact that JJ Redick doesn't have a problem with going back and forth with Luka Doncic, which that could cause some problems for him long term.
Yeah, JJ Redick probably gonna be gone within 2 more years or something. But I mean, the Lakers fans, they be glazing points, rebounds, and assists, man. That's Luka's new nickname.
He's always gonna have stats,
man.
bro. Always gonna have stats.
That's all everybody care about is the stats, man.
Yeah, man, I knew it was crazy when people were saying he deserved that 2024 MVP, and I was like, he really didn't. I mean, people said, well, he averaged 33, 9, and 8, or whatever he averaged, and I'm like, dude, Jokic was better. Like, you look at every analytic metric and advanced stat metric, Jokic was really better than him. He had a better offensive year than him, and the defense was better. So
crazy.
I mean, Luka Doncic has always been this guy to me where he can put, he can fill up, he can fill up 33 points and 11 rebounds and 8 assists fast. But it's like, okay, let's look at the 30 points. One, is he shooting 50%? No, he's not shooting 50%. Okay, 2, let's look at the rebounds. Are they uncontested? Are they contested? Is he sagging off his man? Is he playing the floor, sagging off his man and grabbing uncontested rebounds? Yes, they are. Let's look at the assists. Are they in the flow of the offense? Not necessarily. It's like he's dribbling the ball until it's like 7 seconds left and then dished it off. So it's like, okay, he's really the embodiment. People talk about Jokic all the time. He's really the embodiment of PRA. Like that's literally Luka Doncic. Like, he is personification of it. And that's when I was seeing a lot of people say he was better than SGA that year, and I was like, no, he's not. Like he has the highest usage rate we've ever seen from a ball handler. Higher than Kobe, higher than all these other guys, and the impact just isn't there. Like Luka Doncic, the 2024 season probably his best season. Personally, I was saying after that year, I was like, this is gonna be the highest that Luka Doncic ever goes in his career, and more so I was talking about team, but I mean, has Luka Doncic, I'm gonna ask you guys on the pod, has he kind of peaked? I mean, it seems like to me he's kind of peaked ever since this season.
Yeah, I've been thinking that. I don't think that he's gonna get any better than the production that he's just playing now, and that's why I'm like, I'm not mad at the Dallas Mavericks not giving him that bag, because I think what we saw in 2024, that's the pinnacle. Like you said, he's always gonna have great stats. He's gonna probably have great stats. I mean, because not even just with his game, but really just because of what the team is going to allow him to do. Like, they're going to he's dominating the rock with Austin Reeves and LeBron James on the team. So, like, when people are saying, oh, what if the Lakers get Giannis, or if they get, like, it doesn't matter. If the rock is in this man's hands, he's going to dominate. He's going to have the ball at least 40% of the time. So that means if you got the ball 40% of the time, you're going to have 30 points. Like, if you're talented, you're going to have 30 points. So what starts to happen when we know that the athleticism is going down? Like, he's only dunking probably once a season. Like, this dude, he's peak athletic.
Because he had like 10 to 12 dunks his rookie season.
Yeah, he's not dunking anymore. He just doesn't have the athleticism. So
and he's throwing up pump fakes. It's like, dude, you can't even get to your spots anymore, man.
Nah.
It's like every basket that Luka Doncic makes that I see, it's like a horse shot. It's like, okay, I can't get to my spot. I'm just going to make a shot that I know I can make. And it's a lower percentage shot. And then if you look at Luka Doncic's, like, field goal attempts at the rim, they've nosedived every year. So he can't even get to the rim like that anymore, which was one of his best abilities, in my opinion, was getting to the rim foul baiting and, in a high percentage shot. Like, he can't even get to the cup no more.
Nah, he can't get to the basket no more. And I think that we're just going to start to see that more, because, like, now, I think that's why we've been seeing more complaining. I think it's not even just the fact that he's in LA, but it's either a step back three or he's utilizing some type of chicanery to get to the basket, because, I mean, he really just can't get to the basket no more. Now, when he does get to the basket, his percentages are really, really good, but that consistency and that frequency is not the same anymore. Like, his rim pressure is just not the same anymore.
Yeah, it's like that. And going back to the JJ Redick thing, just looking at it, JJ Redick has kind of tried to tailor his, like, in my opinion, a lot of Lakers fans are blaming JJ Redick. I really don't know how you can blame him that much. I mean, the dude is like tried to fix all these issues. Like, they have locker room issues. Like, you can see it on the basketball floor. They have locker room issues. Like, y'all seen that clip that Jay brought up, or Jay was alluding to, where I think Luka Doncic was on the bench. JJ Redick is telling him, like, to shut up or something. Luka Doncic is like trying to walk towards him, and And Jared Vanderbilt, he kind of like cock blocks, and he's just like he stands up and starts clapping randomly just to get between Luka Doncic. And it's like this team has chemistry issues, bro. They have chemistry issues that I have not seen. They don't play a lick of defense. They don't try. And like, man, Lakers fans, I mean, I'm praying for Twitter users like Hoodie Braun and Bronchitis, because it's like, man, dude, like being a fan of this team, like this is a first round exit if I ever seen a team. Like they kind of over exceeded expectations last season. In the regular season, and then got bounced out like everybody thought they would, or like people with common sense thought they would, because the team wasn't really that good. Like people were saying, man, the Lakers have the best defense for like that little stretch last season. I was like, dude, they're gonna get lit up. They're gonna get lit up in the playoffs, and they got lit up. This is what's gonna happen in the playoffs, and nobody should be surprised. The Lakers are done with LeBron James. The future is in the hands of Luka Doncic. Well, is Luka Doncic gonna sign? Is he gonna sign that Supermax?
Yeah, he signed it.
He can't even get the Supermax, right?
He signed it, right?
He already signed it?
Yeah, he signed it.
He signed it? Okay. So I was gonna say, like, then you got the question of, you know, is he gonna return? Which, you know, I think he's gonna return anyway. And then you got, in my opinion, if I was the Los Angeles Lakers and if I was Rob Pelinka, I think this is as much value as you're gonna get for Austin Reeves. I would sell high on Austin Reeves now. Sell high on him as you can get before his value goes down, because, man, like I don't think you can win with two Luka Doncic's on the same team. Like, I mean, we saw what happened to the Mavs had literally the best scoring backcourt we've ever seen, and they got bounced out in 5. So I just don't think it's a winning formula.
Oh, man, it's not. But you know, speaking of dysfunctional organizations, man, let's go. It's time to go ahead and move on to the Orlando Magic. Now, if you've been paying attention, apparently throughout this season, Paolo Banchero and their head coach Jamal Mosley, they haven't been seeing eye to eye. And recently, Paolo had called out basically the coaching staff during one of the games this weekend, and he was talking about after halftime the team not making adjustments. And then Jamal Mosley bounced back off of that, and he said it's not about the adjustments, it's about it was either making shots or making plays. But man, I've been telling the boys, I think it's time for a change of scenery with Paolo. I think a lot of guys have been alluding to this too, because I mean, him and Franz Wagner, it's not a winning formula at all. Apollo, I mean, his shot selection, it's been horrible. He's been much better, with his 3-point shooting. I think he's shooting over 40% from 3, but his field goal percentage is like around the same as his 3-point percentage. And I don't know what's going on with the brother. I mean, his true shooting percentage is literally like close to Zachary Richardson. And Richardson is basically this generation's Anthony Bennett. So that's horrible. I mean, I don't know what's going on with the brother, but I think it's time for a new change of scenery.
All right. There's one thing I got to get on you about that. I don't like that comp, brother, because Paolo Banchero may have his issues, but, dog, for one, you do know that he's only 23 years of age, right? He's only 23 years of age.
It's over.
What? Dude, all right.
It's over? You don't think you're going up from here?
It's over.
See, this is where I'm going to say I'm going to have to put the onus on coaching. Because I remember there was a comp that my brother gave Paolo Banchero maybe 2 or 3 years ago. He basically was like, he's like, his play style, his archetype is kind of like 2018 Bron. That has problems. That has problems to me because, for one, you're like...
Or like 2023 LeBron, like Lakers LeBron.
Well, I'm talking about like when he first got into the league. I think that was your comp. And I kind of saw the comp, but I didn't really like the comp. Not even just because, it's LeBron James, but also like that, for somebody that's 20 years old, that's not the comp that you want when you're supposed to be in your athletic prime. So what I saw from that is that he has the physicals. I mean, clearly has the physicals, but his athleticism is not like top tier athleticism. Like, even though you may have the physical build, 6'10", 240 plus, all that is cool, but he's not a high flyer. He doesn't have ultra elite athleticism. I remember, going back to his collegiate days, he was having struggles with his conditioning, those types of things. So, in my opinion, his game like he needs to actually be a power forward. And I know that in today's modern NBA, the power forward is basically taking the power forward, the traditional power forward out of the game. But that's honestly what he needs to be, and he needs to be more off the ball, having a legitimate guard to set him up. So I think that roster construction needs to be a little bit better because they actually need to see, okay, what does this guy do well? And I think that that's where I'm like, okay, competency from a coaching perspective as well as from a organization perspective. This is my star player because you can't give up on him after, 3 seasons? I just don't think that that's enough time for somebody you drafted with the number 1 overall pick. This isn't a DeAndre Ayton situation. He's been in the league since 2018. Paolo Banchero was drafted in 2022. You think you give him up on him now? Like, damn. We need to get some better coaching to actually utilize this guy's talents instead of just having the ball in his hand at the top of the key all day. I don't think that's a conducive formula.
It might just be one of those Pistons situations, when Cade had to be under Monty Williams. Everybody was talking about how bad that coaching was then. JB Bickerstaff came in. He embraced the Pistons, and he was like, he finna change things around, in which they did. Maybe that's just what it is, man. Maybe that's all they need.
Yeah.
Keep it real, man. And I love Paolo Banchero. I love them coming out.
Clearly you don't.
No, I did. And Jalen, we have a friend that looks like Paolo Banchero.
Yeah, we got one who loves Paolo.
Yes, y'all do. Yes.
Yeah, he loves Paolo. He's like his twin brother. Like, I love Paolo Banchero. I love his game. The dude is not Carmelo Anthony. I know he tries to play like he's Carmelo. He's not Carmelo Anthony. This whole top of the key bullshit. This whole settle for a long two, brother. Yes, brother. You're 6'10". You're 250. Put your shoulder down. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Put him on the elbow. He don't need to be at the top of the key. Put him on the elbow.
But why is he still selling for jump shots that are low percentage? He's like the worst jump shooter in the league of quality people. So the fact that he's trying to have this playoff, and honestly, I think Paolo Banchero these last couple seasons, he's kind of been living off his playoff success. He plays really, really great in these playoff series, like against the Cavs, against the Celtics. But in the regular season, I mean, I was saying this. I think I was saying this last year. Franz Wagner, he's just a way more impactful player than Paolo Banchero, and this is Paolo Banchero's team. So the fact that him and his coach aren't getting along, I feel like it's a big red flag. They have to get that shit together. This team, they have talent. Desmond Bane has been playing better recently. I mean, so hasn't been playing that great all this season. And they've had injuries, and finally, I forgot dude's name. Jalen Suggs. Finally, he cut his hair off. Thank the Lord. Thank the heavens. Finally came home, man. Like, geez, man, it's such a better look for him. But overall, this team, I mean, do we really think they're gonna make a playoff push in the East? So it's like I feel like they're in like the worst.
I mean,
I don't really see it. I feel like they're like in the worst place you can be at the Eastern Conference team. Like, first of all, you're playing in the weakest conference, and you're like a middling team. I mean, they're good. They're good to the point they're not even in the play. Like, they're not in the play-in every year, like the Miami Heat and the Hawks and all those other teams. But they're also not good enough to make a deep playoff run. Honestly, I kind of view the Orlando Magic as like a team where if anybody were to come out the Eastern Conference, they'd face like the Orlando Magic in like the first round, and then it'd go like 5-6 games, but they would eventually beat them. Paolo Banchero put up good stats in a losing effort. That's kind of where they're in. So Paolo Banchero, in my opinion, has to take some accountability. You gotta improve your game. I mean, it's really gonna be hard to say like shoot better because I mean, like guys like Zion and Giannis, like these guys they still aren't great shooters. But honestly, bro, just attack the rim more. Like attack the rim more, work on your post game more. I'm tired of seeing these settling fadeaways against small guards. Like he's letting small guards body him up. Like, and force him to taking bad shots. It's like, dude, put your head down, man. Put your head like in today's NBA, where you can basically, you can use more than your shoulder. You can elbow niggas basically and just get a defensive foul. Just do that shit, man. I mean, I would honestly be cooler if he does that shit than the shit he's been doing. So, brother, improve your game, man. Like, man, I don't know how much I need to say it, man. Like, stop shooting with jump shots, put your head down, and go to the rim.
Fair. It's fair.
It is fair, man. But let's go ahead and move on to the next team. A team that has been getting a lot of hype. A lot of them think that, they're possibly going to make it to the finals this year, dethrone the reigning champion Oklahoma City Thunder. They're the third best in betting odds to win the NBA Finals, and that's the San Antonio Spurs. But not only that, apparently they have the MVP on their team this year. Now,
nobody said that. Nobody said that.
A lot of people have been pushing Wemby as the MVP. Now, if I'm being honest, I haven't seen it.
I think in his last couple games, he's shot like 40%. Like his last.
He's been up and down. He's been up and down majority of the season. I mean, we've seen the spurts, but like, I saw a tweet. Somebody said, their thoughts of Wemby is like much higher than what we're actually seeing Wemby. Like, right. It's true. Like, everybody's just already has Wemby in this, the GOAT stuff. It was one graphic where it was like, who's Wemby making get up out the seat, and then it was just like a bunch of the greatest players of all time, and he's standing behind MJ. The brother has he doesn't even have any accolades. He's got an all-star, a rookie of the year, but apparently he's just the MVP, the best. But no, seriously, man, the Spurs, they've been balling. Stephon Castle, he's been improving. De'Aaron Fox, I actually didn't think the Spurs were going to keep him, like, especially with Dylan Harper. But Dylan Harper, his numbers he's kind of flustered since the beginning of the season. But yeah, man, that team
nice though. I like them.
Yeah,
they've been dominating the Thunder. They're 3-1 against them this season. But how are y'all feeling about those guys in their first playoff run with Wemby?
You want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first because I feel like it's an obvious answer. I like all the guard play that they got. This is probably another example where I would probably sell high on a young player and get some value for Stephon Castle because they already have a lot of guards. Yeah, man. You get a lot of Castle. You said what?
You giving up Castle? I would move on from Fox. You don't like Area 51?
His stock is low.
Yeah, his stock is low. Like, you sell high on Castle. Probably get a lot.
Well, I got a question. You packaging them up to get a Giannis?
Yeah. Like, I feel like
I like
do that. Hey, it's him and Harper. There you go. Even though I like Harper, but if you can get Giannis Antetokounmpo, that's you can get you should get Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Facts.
Okay. Let's talk about Wembanyama. I know everybody loves him, and I don't want to act like a lot of people do. Every time I turn on Twitter after work, I see Victor Wembanyama does a windmill dunk, and it's like the most basic thing to do because he's basically 8 feet tall. Like if y'all seen the Flight Reaction, he used to talk about Giannis Antetokounmpo's height, and he used to increase the height every time. Like, that's basically Wembanyama. He's basically 8 feet tall, so these dunks, they don't really impress me. Let's get into this game though. I'm not okay. Let's start with the good stuff. The good stuff is the defense. The defense is great.
Facts.
He's probably the best defender in the league, most impactful defender in the league. A lot of people were saying in the game that they had against the Detroit Pistons, they was like, man, Stephon Castle, his defense on Kate Cunningham so good. And it's like, dude, Wembanyama's in the paint, so it's like you can pretty much just press up on Kate, make it difficult for him to drop him. That's pretty much that's what Kate wants to do. He wants to get to the cup. That's his first objective. He's kind of like a lousy jump shooter. So that was really more Wemby. But going into the season, I've had a lot of talks about Victor Wembanyama's offensive game. Gets pushed off his position a lot. Gets bodied up by small guards and getting his chest a lot. Dylan Brooks said on I think it was on Kick, or I don't know, he was with that Neon dude that's always on Kick. Yeah. And he said, pretty much figured out Victor Wembanyama, which I didn't think was surprising. Everybody knows how to guard somebody like him. You just put a smaller guy on him to get up in his chest and just have a big guy to meet him. Get the KD treatment. But Kevin Durant's way better scorer and way better jump shooter, has way better touch. Like Victor Wembanyama, his touch is terrible. Like I mean, like y'all be seeing some of these shots he be having at the rim, like they hit hard at the rim. Like it's on some nasty ass shit I see. So the offensive game needs a lot of work. I think his last couple games, I saw a tweet, he was shooting like 42% and like 20 or 30% from three, and just the efficiency was god awful. And you know, people had this guy in like top 10 NBA MVP like power rankings. I was like, dude, how? Like, you know, I'm seeing these NBA power rankings and Anthony Edwards is like not in there. Like Anthony Edwards is averaging 30 points on like a top 5 seed team and great efficiency. He's shooting like 60% true shooting, and he's not on this like that made no sense to me. It's like taking Victor Wembanyama off. Like, no, I don't care how good his defense is. Like, he has not been that impactful as a guy like Anthony Edwards. But that's what I think they need to improve on. I feel like they'll cap out if, you know, they enter a playoff series and maybe they play against like a Houston Rockets. And Victor Wembanyama, for some reason, he cannot play Kevin Durant. Like Kevin Durant really locks him up, and you know they play like a matchup like that where a guy like that can get in his chest. Kevin Durant kind of can match his frame a little bit, and Victor Wembanyama struggles. Like I can see a possibility like that because I don't think his game is tailored for the postseason. I'm not trying to say he's a choker. I'm not trying to say he's a playoff dropper, but I mean, bro, I'm just calling him a spade, man. Like the offense just worries me, man. I'm kind of scared for when he gets in the playoff series with the Oklahoma City Thunder, and they actually can play 5, 6, 7 games against us against like a common matchup. And Jalen, but you know, but a team like that, I'm kind of scared for Victor Wembanyama in a long series. Like I feel like and none of that minutes restriction shit is gonna work in the playoffs. None of that shit's gonna work. You got to play fucking 40 minutes. I want you to play 40 minutes. If you're that guy, if you're on go trajectory that a lot of people are telling me, guys like Michael Jordan, they were putting up 63 points in their second season. Guys like LeBron James were making the finals in their third and fourth season. I need you to I need you to do stuff like that. So no excuses come playoff time. I don't want to hear people stroke his meat. I don't want to hear none of that. I want him to play great. And if he doesn't play great, I'm going to slander him. I'm going to come up with some slander name for him. I don't got one yet, but I'm going to come up with a name for him.
So Caruso finna have bro in the box, man.
Basically.
Yeah. I can definitely see that. Yeah. Bro, you put Caruso on him and just have Chet at the rim? Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, and this is another thing. Going back to the OKC matchups. The reason why San Antonio Spurs have been dominating the OKC matchups has been because of the guard play. It has nothing to do with Wemby, because for all of this hullabaloo about the Wemby-Chet debate, when they actually play, it's pretty comparable. It's pretty comparable. And Wemby, and this is kind of my irritation with Wemby, it's a few things. I'm going to break it down because, like, I think maybe 2 years ago, it was 2024 when we first started the channel. I made a video about Wemby and niggas said that we were hating. They said that my brother and I were hating. And my thing is just that when people have all of this hype, it's the same thing that happened with LeBron James when he came into the league. When everybody is crowning you and anointing you when you haven't done shit, then the microscope gets brighter upon that player. So then it's like, okay, well, you're telling me that this guy's he's gonna be better than Jordan, telling me he's gonna be the next great big. I need to see that. Even though when this guy was coming out of the draft, yeah, we saw generational talent, but to go when he hadn't done anything, and even in his rookie season, they were putting him on minutes restriction. I always thought was concerning. Like, you're in your prime. People don't understand. When you get into the NBA, those like first 3 years, you're in your physical prime. You're in your physical prime. So basically what happens after those first 3 seasons is that it depends on your work ethic, and it also depends on, your body, your archetype, those types of things, on if you're going to have longevity or not. So when a guy is basically being load managed in his rookie season, it's always kind of alarming to me, because when I look at a Wemby, and I'm not saying that he is Yao Ming, but when a guy is that tall and that has people that are that tall are not meant to be playing professional athletics. Those are just the facts. So when you're almost 8 feet tall Another thing, when people talk about his jump shooting or whatever, when your hand size is that big, you're not going to be a great jump shooter. So that's why I've been trying to explain to people. People's like, oh, when the shot gets better, dog, Wemby is probably never going to be a pro. Like, for all of the KD comps, he's not. That's what made Durant so unique, is the fact that he is that tall with that hand size and is able to shoot that well. Same thing with a Kawhi Leonard. Typically, guys that have large hands are not good shooters. They're not. That's what made guys like Kawhi and Jordan so unique, was that they were guards and they had like incredibly large hands. But typically, you're not going to be a good shooter. That's why bigs are not great shooters. It's not that they're not working on their game. It's the fact that their hands are too big. So that's why they don't have the touch. I see similar things with Wemby. I don't think he's going to be a great shooter. I think that when people are saying, oh, I think his trainer said when he was coming into the league, we have no intention on putting on weight. If he wants to be in the league a long time, he's going to have to put on weight. He's going to have to. And I don't know if his body is going to allow him to put on a certain amount of weight, but he needs to get stronger. You said what?
Can he even do that? Can he even put on weight? Like,
I think he got a little bigger over the summer.
I think he got a little bit bigger, but it's not enough. And in my opinion, it's not enough. But I think he's always going to be, his body type is always going to be that. I don't think that there's anything he can do to that without it affecting his athleticism. But yeah, man, like when I saw, because I paid attention to the OKC matchups, especially after the first two games. After the first two games, I was like, okay, they won twice. Let's see what's actually going on. I think that his defense, he's probably going to be the best defender in the league for perpetuity, as long as like he can stay healthy. But yeah, I agree. The offense has not came together as people said it's going to be. Like, we see flashes, and people are getting caught up in the highlights. That's what's happening. People getting caught up in the highlights. I saw some lame-ass shit that, like, I think over the last 5 or 7 games, it was like Wemby's averaging 20 points and 10 another thing, his rebounds are always down, and that's because his physicality, he really is struggling physically. Rebounds are not what they should be, because honestly, if you're a guy that's 7'6", and you're averaging 5 blocks, because like I think the last 5 to 7 games he was averaging like 4.4 blocks, but you're only giving me 10 rebounds, dog, that's not fucking enough, bro. That means that he can really get dominated physically, and that's what I saw in that Detroit game. When I saw in that Detroit game, that's the way that you want to play Victor Wembanyama. So I think if they make a deep run in this postseason, it's going to be off of the back of the guard play. It's going to be off of the strength of the guard play, being able to lock up the better wings in the Western Conference. So they can take SGA out of the game completely with the guard play. Then, yeah, there's a path to them getting to the finals. But, yeah, and last point, the MVP shit. As my brother said, y'all fucking stop. He's never been in the MVP talks. For one, majority of this, he's missed 14 games. So he has like 3 more games until he becomes ineligible. And a lot of those games that he missed, the Spurs, they were still able to dominate. To be a top 2 seed. They've been the top 2. They've been the second best team in the Western Conference all season long. Also, a lot of those games early on when he was coming back from injury, his ass was coming off of the bench. So you got him and people are putting him in MVP talks, but you got a guy, Kevin Durant, who Houston Rockets have been a top 3 seed pretty much the entire season. And I just saw him get into like 8 on the power rankings or something like that. Like, it's fucking ridiculous.
The power rankings, they don't make any sense to me. I don't get it.
In my opinion, it's ridiculous. This guy, what I will say is he has the machine behind him. Adam Silver and the NBA, they are going all in on Wemby. Because for all the talk about Anthony Edwards the last few seasons, look at them MVP polls will show you how much they value Anthony Edwards. Maybe it's because of the market he's in, I don't know. But it looks to me like they're going all in on Wemby.
You think, I want to ask you this question before you were Jalen interject. You think they're going to move Minnesota to the East? Because, they've been some talks about that, which would kind of make some sense if they actually do move them to the East.
It would make some sense. I know that Adam Silver, there's been a lot of talks about changes to the NBA. I do think that I think it's going to be contingent on, if they're expanding the league or not. Which could probably happen in the next few years, because people are talking about LeBron going to Cleveland. I honestly think that LeBron will either finish with LA or he will retire after the season and try to get involved into the because they gotta find some capital, because they don't have enough capital right now to get involved into a team, get involved into owning a franchise. Now, I think that that's what's going to have to happen if they're going to make any type of changes like that. I don't see them making big changes like that unless they expand the league. But with all the talks about a Vegas team, which would be a West team, if they're only going to bring in order to expand, you got to bring in 2 teams. But depending on that, I can see them moving Minnesota to the East, maybe. But I don't know if they really give a fuck about that franchise enough if, like, they aren't going to expand. I don't think they care enough to move them to an Eastern Conference. It would make sense, but I don't think that they care enough to do that shit. But
wouldn't that mean they have to put, like, another team
yes.
on the West?
They have to put another team in the West.
Or would that be, like, besides Vegas?
Well, honestly, because, all right, if you're going to swap, because you have to, in order to, people don't understand, if Vegas becomes a team in the NBA, they got to add another team. Because they still have, you're going to have 17 teams in one 16 teams in one conference and 15 teams in the other. So you can't have that because the playoff brackets have to be the same on both unless we have like one big playoff, which I don't think that they're going to do anytime soon. So in order to expand, you need to bring in 2 teams. But if you're not going to expand and you're just trying to swap, then yeah, an Eastern Conference team would need to move to the West. And I don't really know if that makes that much sense. Because who would that be?
Would Atlanta make sense?
No, not really. I mean, you see where Georgia is? Atlanta is in the Southeast.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't think, like, it does make, like, honestly, ideally, I mean, Memphis could be a team that is quote-unquote in the East. But
also the, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they could be a team that's, in my opinion, that's a team that's closer to the East than the Minnesota Timberwolves. But
the thing with Timberwolves, like, they're traveling so much, you know, like they're always the most traveled team in the league.
Yeah.
So
I think that just kind of, I think that that's one of those kind of things where I think the NBA has it laid out pretty perfectly. That's why I'm kind of concerned about the whole expansion. I don't know how that's going to impact because, I mean, how are we going to do, basically you're going to have 32 teams. We're going to do 16 teams in each conference. So are we still keeping the playoffs at 8 teams? And just extending the play-in?
I mean, I would probably still keep it as that. I mean, you still got the play-in. So the play-in's pretty good. Like this one.
You know something I was thinking? I thought something that'd be cool is give the 1 seeds a bye. Like, you know how back in the day, back in the day, the first round used to be like the first to 3 games?
Yeah, it used to be best of 5.
I wouldn't mind seeing something like that. I think that'd be cool. If we're going to add more teams. Because my thinking is if you add more teams, are we also like adding the playoff spots? Now, if you're just adding, 2 more teams and you want to keep things as is, that's cool. But then niggas been complaining about the tanking. You're going to see more tanking because there are going to be more teams that don't make it. So that's the problem with, like, if the NBA thinks they have a tanking problem, which I don't think they have a tanking problem, but they think they have a tanking problem, adding more teams is going to add to the tanking. Because those 2 teams, I know people are saying, LeBron, he can walk on water basically. So when he gets the Las Vegas team, they're immediately going to be championship contenders. That's not how the NBA works. Typically, an expansion team, you're going to be at the bottom for like maybe the next 5 to 10 years. Like, they're not going to be good because we got to do an expansion draft. So there are going to be more teams that are tanking for that number 1 overall pick or for the lottery. But it's a lot more complicated than people are thinking. They're like, we'll just add a Vegas team. No, it's a lot deeper than that. Because that means you probably need to do the Seattle route. But I don't think that works because...
I'll put the team in Seattle.
But Seattle's going to have to be in the West. Seattle's going to have to be in the West. So, because then you got 2. Las Vegas and Seattle will both need to be in the West. So, yeah, maybe if that happens, Minnesota goes to the East and maybe Memphis goes to the East.
Man,
I bet.
At that. Hey, man, speaking of KD, where has the love been for Kevin Durant this year? I mean, the brother has got this team to the 3rd seed as of now. Kevin Durant has also been really underrated defensively. Averaging 26, 5 and 5, especially with multiple games, Sengun has been out. If we're being honest, KD's definitely been the first option on this team, especially with, Amin Thompson. Barter will probably get into that. Amin Thompson, a lot of people, including myself, we were invested in what looked like might have been one of the greatest leaps. We was finna get ready to see, tough jump shooting, the athleticism, defense.
I do remember in the preseason he had hit like a 3.
Preseason he was hitting crazy threes.
I remember that.
He was in the lab with a SGA trainer. I don't know where all that workout stuff went to. It looks like he's just another Ben Simmons right now. But KD, as Bardo said earlier, he's only 8 in MVP voting right now.
I will say this before you finish. When I said that he was 8, that was based off Basketball Reference. Those aren't even the official straw polls. So I don't know what he's ranked, because the last time I checked, he wasn't even top 10.
He probably might not still be top 10. I don't know who all would be ranked over him, but hey, man, I don't know.
All right, so this is what I'm gonna say about the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets are not good enough to win a championship, but it has nothing to do with Kevin Durant. It has everything to do with the fact that Fred VanVleet is out. But I will say this, in my opinion, I think that the Houston Rockets have been a little stagnant with how they're going about the development of this team. I mean, Kevin Durant's only going to get older. Yes, he's still great, but the slippage is there. So even that just goes to show how great Durant is that he's not the same player that he's. First of all, post Achilles, Kevin Durant is not the same player. I sent my brother it was some film breakdown of KD progressing as a scorer as he's gotten older. He's not the same player. He's not athletic at all, really. He is just probably the most skilled basketball player of all time when it comes to scoring. I mean, that's just what he is. But to do what he's doing at 37 years of age is ridiculous. He's playing all of these games. That's what I'm saying. So when people are talking about MVP and all this other shit, he's playing all of these games. Like, he's going to make an all-NBA team. Whether it's second team or first team, depending on how many games he played, he's going to be on one of those teams at this age. And he's averaging like 37 minutes a game. So they're too Kevin Durant dependent. Like, basically, if you watch the Houston Rockets play, as soon as this nigga gets taken out of the game, the offense is dead. It's dead. And so to be depending on this man and for all of the backlash he's been getting over the course of the season, I thought it's been kind of ridiculous. And this is the take that I want to stand on. Kevin Durant is the most unappreciated superstar in NBA history. And it probably is not a close second. Like, if you look at his resume, right now, 6th all-time on the NBA scoring list, all-time. When he got to 32,000 points and people were talking about it, like, I was watching First Thing First, and they were talking more about, he's not as great as these guys. And I'm just like, damn, we can't just celebrate the fact that this man, with all of the injuries that he's gone through, missing full seasons, like, I think he missed over 500 days with the Achilles injury, and the Jonesboro fracture injury to his foot. He's out for like the entire 2014-2015 season. So all of these injuries, and he's still like, dog, without the injuries, he would be like right up there with Bron. Like, Bron is still going to be, you're not getting to that level. But he would definitely be number 2. Like, he would have passed Kareem by now. So you take all that into account, he just doesn't get the respect that he's probably, that he deserves, man. And I really don't appreciate that shit, because I look at all these other niggas that we talk about, especially these young cats, like Luka Doncic of the world, that just get nothing but adulation and, niggas just jacking them off every day. I just don't really like the fact that Kevin Durant is doing this at fucking 38, damn near 40. Another thing is that we love to talk about Steph. And I understand it. He got more rings than KD. I get that. I get you. But since they won that championship in 2022, what have they really fucking done? They haven't really done nothing. And I'm going to put more of that onto the organization and to Draymond Green. Because had Kevin Durant stayed on that team, we would be talking about these niggas completely differently. And that is due to Kevin Durant deciding to go team up with Kyrie. But the conversation is way more nuanced than people want to lead to believe. When people are saying that Kevin Durant is doing this and he's not doing this, you really just credit into his greatness because he came off of an Achilles post the age of 30, post like his early 30s. So the fact that he's still doing this on that high of a level and people are trying to compare him to his younger self just goes to show how great he is. But I'm going to hit on the Amin Thompson point really, really quick. I don't see all of the hype. I've never really seen all the hype. My brother's probably gonna get into more detail about him and his twin. They comparable to me. I mean, I really see the same type of shit. And his brother is a better defender than he is. That's facts. Better defender than he is. Amen Thompson, like I see on ESPN, all of these different platforms, they talk about, oh man, he got superstar potential. I don't fucking see it. I don't see it. And it goes back to my convo that I've been stating as we started this stream. Everybody is saying, oh, the young player, he's just gonna get better, he's gonna become a better shooter. Typically, when you have weaknesses in your game, unless you are a gym rat, a dog, and you have all-time great potential, your weaknesses are probably always going to be your weaknesses. You're not going to get that much better. You said what?
Like the only example. See, Anthony Edwards, like, it's probably the only example I can think of recently.
And he's a dog.
Like, he's gotten drastically better in different aspects of the game, especially shooting.
Yes. And that's what I'm saying. People that are like all-time great, like Anthony Edwards, his potential is crazy. He got all-time great potential. Those people make the strides in their game, but they are the anomalies. So when you look at Amen Thompson, people are saying he has superstar potential. Where? Because I mean, yeah, if he's gonna shoot 35+% from three, yeah, of course. But that's a huge fucking leap compared to where he's at right now. Like right now, he's terrible. They don't pick his ass up until he hits the free throw line. That's when they pick him up. And in my opinion, you can't be a guard and operate that way. That's why I feel like they should have gotten a point guard, because that probably would have helped out his game a lot than him playing the one. Like when I saw that game 1 of the season against Oklahoma City and this guy's bringing the rock up the court, I was like, this is not a team that can win the championship.
Well, they were pushing that last season, saying that he can play the one.
He can, because in today's NBA, the only way you can play the one and not be able to shoot is if you have ultra elite peak point guard skills like a Rajon Rondo. That is it. Other than that, you have to be able to shoot. You have to be able to have some type of jump shooting to your game. That was one of the qualms about Lonzo Ball. He had to turn himself into a good three-point shooter, because even if you are a great point guard with great skills, in today's game, is dominated on perimeter shooting from the guard position. Amen Thompson doesn't have that, and he doesn't have point guard skills. So how the fuck is he gonna play the one? It doesn't make any fucking sense.
I think the problem is, and I want to start off by saying I'm not gonna call him Amen Thompson. I'm gonna call him Amez, which is his name, because he didn't get that treatment. I'm not gonna call him by his nickname. I'm calling him by his actual full name, like how we do Sauce Gardner.
Damn.
Yeah, it's gotten that far to me. I think personally, I'm just gonna keep it a beam with everybody. I know people are kind of disappointed in how this season is going, but trust me, people, this is going to be the standard. Like this is what he's going to give you. I mean, let's be honest. But I think personally, he's some kid space. He's not a half court player. He's not a half court player. Like you can't put him in a half court. He has to have the ball in his hands. If not, the only spot you can put him on the basketball floor is what I like. It's probably the dunker spot, but even then, a lot of the action and stuff they run, like all those big lineups, you got like one or two bigs in there, so it complicates everything when you're having a point guard who can't shoot. One of your shooters is your best player and your go-to guy, and then when you bring off another shooter off the bench, he's a liability on defense. And I'm talking about that third overall pick, Reed Shepherd, who is a nice basketball player on offense, but the defense it's kind of bad to watch. But I think that leap is not going to come. I think people are going to be disappointed in how Amen Thompson's career goes. What I was saying originally was, I don't think he's that far from his brother, and I know people are going to be like, "Whoa, that's crazy to say," but I mean, let's call it a spade, bro. His brother is one of the best defenders in the league. I think he's probably the best defender in the league against like point guards, at least. Shuts everybody down. Is a part of one of the best defensive duos we've seen in the league now. And him and Ron Holland. And I mean, the Detroit Pistons just use him better. Like I feel like the Houston Rockets, I don't know if they know how to really use. I mean, it's not like he has that many capabilities on the offensive basketball floor that you can maximize. But I don't know if they can really utilize him. And let me get to Kevin Durant because Jalen, I want to. I was thinking about interjecting, your question in the beginning, but I eventually didn't. I think you said something about does Kevin Durant deserve all the love, and I was like, yeah, on Twitter, because the brother just needs to hop off social media. I don't know what it is, like the Twitter, and recently he hasn't been on Twitter lately. I think for a week, I haven't seen him post on Twitter, which is great.
We're locking in on the season right now, man.
Yeah, that's great. He needs to do that because he only interacts with Twitter trolls and he ratios everybody. And, I get it. It's funny. Kevin Durant, has responded to me. And, I feel like the trolls have kind of fed into it. They're like, hey, let's keep on baiting KD because we know he's going to respond. Like, if you're a troll on Twitter, let's keep it a bean. If there's 10 trolls on Twitter that's trolling Kevin Durant, at least one of them folks going to get a response back. So, it works. And especially if you have a blue check mark on Twitter, it's going to be great for your account. But otherwise, Kevin Durant, hop on social media, bro. I do like. I saw him interacting with I forgot who the basketball player was, but it was after the game. It's Kevin Durant. Let's be real. He's a basketball junkie, and he was interacting with some of the guys, and I saw a tweet that was like, man, Kevin Durant, he's really one of the ones when it comes to basketball. And I'm like, for sure he is. Did you think he wasn't? Kevin Durant has always been all about basketball.
There's been too much disrespect, man.
Yeah, he's probably going to be playing in the Olympics, in the next 3 years. If he's still playing in the NBA, he's going to be in the Olympics. So the brother just loves basketball, and I think, hey man, that's bro's passion. He loves the game. He's great at it. He's one of the best scorers we've ever seen, arguably the best. Deserves to be top 10 on the MVP ladder. There's a lot of guys who should not be on that list, but I'm gonna say that for another day. But my big thing about the Houston Rockets, and this is what I want to close with, is the fact that I think they're first round exit, man. I'm sorry. I feel like depending on the matchup, if they face off against the Lakers, I can see them beating the Lakers in 5 games. But everybody else, Minnesota, I don't see them beating Minnesota. I don't see them beating Denver. I don't think I see them beating San Antonio. Don't see them. They're probably not going to face against OKC, but not going to be OKC. So they're not a top 4 team in the conference. So it really depends on what matchup you get. You're banking on if LA can probably get that 5 spot. That's kind of what I'm assuming. Or you're banking on the fact that Denver has been dropping a lot of games and you might be able to steal that spot. Otherwise, I think it's going to be a first round exit. And I don't want people to, say Kevin Durant's not that guy. And it's just I don't think they have a good enough team to contend in this conference. And I feel like that's where it lies.
But we already know what the narrative is going to be. Narrative is going to be, oh, he can't get out of the first round. He can't do it. I'm like,
he can't get it done.
If you actually look at the team and look at the season, the team, as Buffy said, the team just is not good enough offensively. They're just not good. Their offense literally is him. When you're depending, that's what they've been saying about LeBron these past few seasons before Luka got here. Oh, you're depending on the 40-year-old. It's the same shit with KD. But they're not going to make that argument for him for whatever reason. They're going to state that he isn't, good enough. He's soft. He's sensitive. He's on social media too much. Nothing that has anything to do with the actual game.
And he shows up too, man. Also, before we go into the next topic, I don't want to forget you guys. Dorian fitting a brick. You been getting cooked by Rockets fans. Alperen Penguin. I don't even call him Sengun. Penguin. He's been dropping games recently.
I call him Shampoo.
That's a great nickname because this brother can't even get more boards than Reed Shepherd. That's sad. But anyways, let's talk about the Denver Nuggets, man. I'm excited. Now, as Bardo said, they have been dropping games. Now, they are in their full form. Aaron Gordon, he's been out for an extended amount of time with a calf injury. Peyton Watson, who's had an incredible leap this year. He also with a hamstring injury, I believe.
He looked like Kobe.
But yeah, man, Jokic, he's been, even though he hasn't looked, as Bardo said, he hasn't looked, fully healthy, and apparently he's dealing with a. Wait, say it again.
I'm joking.
Apparently, Jokic is
the jump shot gone.
Yeah, I mean, apparently he's been dealing with a wrist injury. He's battling through that because Jokic he can only miss one more game to be eliminated.
He trying to get that MVP, man.
Trying to get the MVP, man.
It's over, man.
He pulling through Embiid, playing through injury. Jamal Murray, he had his first All-Star this season. He's been balling. He's almost averaging a double-double, if I'm not mistaken. So, hey, man.
Shit.
I like I said, in their matchup they just played against with OKC, man, I want to see this team again in the playoffs, man. I like what I'm seeing. You think so?
Oh, Denver?
Let me break something down to y'all niggas real quick, man.
Whoa. You said Denver gonna beat him?
Yeah.
Woo!
All right, let me break something down to y'all real quick, man. I know that, the Nikola Jokic stock has been down the past few weeks. I really post the All-Star break. I just want to let people know that, as Jay said, the brother's he's clearly still injured. I think that's evident. Before, like, the All-Star break, he was shooting like 58% from the field and 40+% from three. Like, the stats were ridiculous. And the stats are still ridiculous. Like, he's always going to be very effective offensively. But I think people have been forgetting that this team has been dealing with injuries the entire season. Not just with Jokic, but really in my opinion, this is the key. AG, Aaron Gordon, is the key to this team's success. Now, I don't know what he's going to look like when he does come back because we're ramping up to the postseason. But everything that I'm going to say is contingent on him being there with this team. And I know people have been giving Cam Johnson a lot of, backlash and bringing up MPJ. People really just be having revisionist history because in those moments, yes, MPJ would hit shots occasionally, but he's a one-dimensional player. Like, he is just relegated to shooting. He can't come up off of that rock.
Give me MPJ.
LA. That's the team he plays.
So people need to let that shit go. They got to let that shit go. I think that Cam Johnson in the postseason is going to be a more impactful player, especially with Jokic beside him. But Aaron Gordon, it's contingent on him. If he's able to give them the production that we know AG can give them, they will beat Oklahoma City because they honestly should have beat them last year, in my perspective. And I'm kind of seeing some of the things that are happening with Lou Dort, some of the bullshit that we ain't really going to get into today. But I think that if Lou Dort continues with that bullshit, that could come back to bite them in the standpoint when they talk about officiating. Because it's getting ridiculous. Like, it's really getting ridiculous.
He might pull a Draymond. He might get suspended for it.
Man, I feel like I don't want the games to be dependent on officiating. I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, OKC was getting away with a lot of shit last year. I don't know if that's going to be the case this season, but I like the way that Jamal Murray is playing. He's kind of come and go even in the postseason, so we need consistency out of him. But they're going to have the best player in the league, once he comes back healthy. Jokic, just take the time off, man. Take the time off and get that wrist right.
Nah, we got to get all MVP.
Got to get the MVP. You got to get that All-NBA first team.
All NBA.
Oh, this is my thing. Do you want an MVP or do you want a championship? Because they can win the championship.
I think he wants the All-NBA first team, and then
I think he won it all.
Man, that shit not important, man.
Oh,
get the championship. The championship is what's important. Because think about this. Think about for your legacy. If he goes through the Spurs and he goes through OKC, you take down, Wemby's scrawny ass. Take down the, last year's MVP, last year's final MVP, last year champions, on the way to the finals. Get that second ring, we start talking about him in different convos. Am I right or wrong?
3 MVPs?
Yeah.
But I feel like he's already in that conversation with like top 5 centers of all time.
He's already in there, but
can we get much higher?
He get a ring. I think he can.
Yeah.
I think he gets at least one more MVP, 1 or 2 maybe.
Might start pushing him over Hakeem talks.
That's what I was finna say. If he gets that second ring, is he over Hakeem? I was just finna ask that.
It sounds good on the track record. I don't know though. I don't know. It's like the center position is like that's like the hardest position if you're trying to be like top 5, top 3. You know what I mean? Like all the great players going back to like before like Magic and Bird, they were all centers. So it's kind of like it's kind of steep for me to say like, hey, he's gonna be better than Wolf. He's gonna be better than Russ. He's gonna be better than or like greater than. I know people gonna be in the comment section talking about, man, like Will Chamberlain can play against a Jokic, but you know what I mean. Like is he gonna be greater than these guys? So, but yeah, it's like it would do a lot for his legacy if he can grab another championship, especially because a lot of people have the asterisks, with his first championship. Even though the whole asterisk shit is BS to me. Like nobody says that shit in the NFL. Nobody's like, hey, if this team wasn't healthy in the NFL, then Tom Brady's team wouldn't have won a championship. Like nobody says that shit. Football injuries happen. Basketball injuries happen. Players get traded. It's like it's a lot of luck that goes into actually winning a championship that a lot of people don't understand. They pretty much just tie down to, hey, if you're great enough, you should be able to win every championship, and that's not how it works.
It's not.
You got to have a good organization. You got to have good teammates. You got to play good yourself. You got to, like we saw with the Patriots in the NFL, potentially face like an easy schedule, and or have good luck and your team's healthy. You play against teams that aren't healthy. That's pretty much how it goes to win a championship. So in most years, now you have the outlier seasons, but that's pretty much how it goes. So another championship to me wouldn't do much, like because I kind of already think he's already in like top 5 to 6 center talks. I mean, I might push him in the conversation if he gets one, but it wouldn't do a lot to me. But to a lot of people that just think rings is everything, most definitely. With that being said, I do think, man, I don't know if this Nuggets team, man. I feel like the Nuggets they kind of stalemated these last couple seasons. I feel like they pretty much capped out at like being like they're like a tough second round team to play. And then like if they go to the third round, they're kind of a light third round team. But they kind of capped out like the last 2 seasons. They lost in 7 games in the second round against great teams. And
but my question for you is: Are there any great teams in this Western Conference right now?
I mean, OKC.
You think they're a great team?
I'll probably say the only great team, but they're not as good as they were last year, in my opinion.
I agree.
Even though they were kind of on that trajectory until they just started losing a couple games, I thought the injuries kind of messed everything up for them.
So do you think that what's the toughest matchup for Denver? Is it Oklahoma City?
Yeah, I feel like it's Oklahoma City because I was going to say Minnesota, but nah, not really. Yeah, I feel like it's Oklahoma
Minnesota
City.
A one-man show over there.
Oh,
yeah, they are. Their defense isn't as good as it was in that one season, where they beat Denver. But I do believe OKC is probably the biggest obstacle that they got. I think the Spurs are a little too young. Spurs may be a year away, in my opinion. Maybe just a year away. Now they may make the finals. You never know. But I think they're a year away from like their potential.
Could make it that whistle go their way.
You said what?
So they could make it to the finals. That whistle go their way. Wemby, he the NBA's favorite.
Yeah, they could make it, but I don't see them winning anything this year. Like they make it, I think they will lose in the championship round. That's how I kind of see it going. But yeah, Cam Johnson. Hopefully he steps it up. I do feel like, and I was telling you this earlier, like I feel like he might kind of hit his stroke going into the postseason. I mean, like I've seen guys go cold the entire regular season, and then like postseason, when it's a home game, the folks light it up. Like so, I definitely see that happening for sure. Peyton Washington, as JR alluded to, and I see he's kind of playing like Kobe. The guy's nice, bro. Like I was not able to, kind of imagine him having this league. Bro, he's been shocking me, man. He's really surprised me. Like the fact that I saw like a clip of him making fadeaways for like 5 minutes, and I was like, whoa, because like this guy can shoot 2 years ago and a season ago. Like, wow, man. So the sky's the limit for this team. But also, I think their floor is a second round exit, and I think that's kind of a little more of a possibility than possibly winning the finals, in my opinion.
Hey man, let's go and get into the last topic. Talk about another potential NBA Finals team with another potential MVP candidate, Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Bardo, as you alluded to, is looking like a one-man show, but as of now, they are the fourth seed. They're half a game behind Houston, and man, Minnesota, low key, they kind of been looking. They've been looking nice, man. I mean, they've gotten to the Western Conference Finals twice. They just need to get over that hump. Do we feel like this is the year that they get over the hump?
Absolutely not. I don't think that they're getting over that hump. I mean, if we look at teams that went further, like went to the conference finals, this team is not as good as those teams. I think that those are just the factuals. Now, I think in my opinion, a better conversation to have is kind of where we see Anthony Edwards, his trajectory. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm really, really liking what I'm seeing.
You got to bask them last couple seasons. I like that answer.
Yeah. I mean, I was, because I thought that he was doing a little too much. Well, also, it was coming from the standpoint of that hype, man. Dog,
yeah, people just say that hype, Jordan.
Bro.
But I want to ask you this. Like, I know there was a lot of talks a couple seasons ago.
A lot.
But do you think Michael Jordan's lost illegitimate son?
Hey, man. This is what I'm saying.
Let's not rule anything out, man. Let's not rule anything out.
This is what I'm going to say about that. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I don't know. This is all, as somebody I watch all the time say, this is all allegedly. It's all alleged. When I look, first of all, the facial similarities are there. Let's be honest. I mean, they do favor each other. I can see it. Anthony Edwards is in the South. Michael Jordan's from North Carolina. It could be a possibility. Also, just reports back in the day, Michael Jordan used to get down. Those are just the facts. He used to get down, man. He had no problem with tearing them down. So I would not be surprised to see that happen. And y'all know how when it goes to, when it's black, genes just be crazy. So I could see it. Now, if we're just being realistic, I'm going to say no to be on the safe side because, niggas going to say whatever they want in the comments. But then the athleticism, too. The athleticism is there. And now, he's not as talented as MJ when it comes to the physical. MJ was about 6'6", huge hands. He also had the 40-plus inch vertical leap. Anthony Edwards has some of that stuff, but not all of it. So I wouldn't be surprised though. That type of shit is in the archives and would never come to the light of day. But I would not be surprised. Now, like I said, I am liking what I'm seeing with Anthony Edwards. A lot of my pushback about him and him being this face of the league shit was once again niggas crowning him way too early, as well as the media hype train. But now I think that they've gone in the complete opposite direction where he doesn't get any coverage. He's not getting any coverage right now. And I don't know if it's because I'm not understanding. I think it's because the NBA is trying to go global. So they're putting all of their eggs into the basket of Wemby because I guess they just didn't expect for the Spurs to be as good as early as they are. But now that they are, Wemby is getting all this damn hype, and he hasn't done anything. They haven't been to the playoffs yet.
They pretty much sold stock on Anthony Edwards, basically.
They sold their stock on him, and I don't know if that was because he was going head up against Luka Doncic, and he was Luka Doncic getting the best of him. I don't know why that is, but this guy is young. I will say that. Even though I like what I'm seeing from him, that's not a way to win a championship with the guy, being ball dominant, averaging 29 points per game. Dog, I'm sorry, but that play archetype, that play style, historically.
The splits are good, though.
So what?
The splits are good.
The splits are going to be great, but that's not how you win a championship. And it really isn't because of him, it's because of the team. So I have been seeing some interesting things. I think I heard him. I don't know if it was when they were at the All-Star game, but they were talking about Atlanta. He said he wanted to come home. Hey, man, I would have put it past them. I think that they're going to be entering those types of talks if they're not able to make any shit shake in this postseason. Coming off next season. Because he's still relatively young, but is this year 5 for Ant? Year 5? Year 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're going to be saying, okay, Anthony Edwards, how long do you want to stay in this bum-ass city in Minneapolis, Minnesota? Them talks are going to come, bro. They're going to come. And I'm not going to say that, that's not right because I feel like Minnesota, they've done some things to try to get Anthony Edwards, to the promised land. But I don't think that they've done enough correct things. The Julius Randle experiment. He was nice last year in the playoffs, but I think it's outlived his usefulness. Also, we look at what these teams do to the Lakers, and everybody tear the Lakers up. So post that.
I mean, he was nice against
Golden State.
Draymond, yeah.
I mean, but Golden State. I mean, they had it. Curry was out.
We not moved.
Yeah, I wouldn't move by that. Honestly, I was a little underwhelmed by that playoff series because they were going against Draymond and company, bums. So we all knew what the outcome of that series was supposed to be. And I forgot Jimmy Butler in them, but Golden State is irrelevant. So whatever they did to Golden State and the Lakers, old ass teams, that's nothing I will say about Anthony Edwards. It's very, very interesting. It's like he's really his playoff history is him beating up on the old dogs, beating up on KD, beating up on Bron, beating up on Steph, Draymond, and Jimmy Butler. But I will say when he comes across a nigga that's in his age group or ahead of him a little bit, Luka, SGA, he kind of gets baked a little bit, gets exposed. But I think a lot of that has to do with experience. And he just kind of playing off of instinct right now. Like he really ain't even tapped the pinnacle of what he can be.
Those guys are like 3 seasons kind of before him.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
They are really
they're not really in his group yet, but he's superseded everybody that would be in this is the draft class with LaMelo Ball. Like Anthony Edwards on a different level. So we're putting him in the category of those young players they got 3-4 seasons ahead of him. And he's not there yet, but he is on the right track record. I'm just wondering if it's going to be able to happen in Minnesota.
Nah, it's over with.
What? Wait, hold on. I'm saying y'all a little pessimistic today, man. You think it's over in Minnesota?
You think it's over in Minnesota? You think he's gonna stay out there? I think it might end up looking like KG, man. I don't think he makes it to.
Well, he gotta get that bag first. So he's gonna stay for that bag.
Yeah, he's gonna get that bag. Minnesota gonna get that bag for sure. But I don't see him bringing a ring to the promised land and for Minnesota.
Well, I ain't see that anyway. But I mean, they got to get to the finals. I mean, they ain't even been to the finals yet.
I think they'll be fine if they get to the finals.
Yeah.
But can he beat Jokic? Can he beat OKC?
Well, he beat Jokic already.
Yeah. Okay.
He beat Jokic already.
All right. So say this season it don't work out. The Spurs, they have their rookie playoff performances or whatever, and then come next year. Now you're facing an experienced Spurs, OKC again.
Not scared. Denver. Not scared about experience. Not scared about playoff Wemby.
Yeah.
Okay, but you got Ant with no point guard. That team has no point guard.
Yeah,
that's where their liability at. Bones Highland is your point guard. Dante,
I gotta take.
We have to stop with him in the NBA. He's a street ball guy.
Yeah.
Let's keep it. He's a guy that you see on Let's keep it a beam. Bones Highland is that as you see on Devontae Friga's channel. No disrespect to the nice, but he's a guy that he goes crazy he's not really a 5-on-5 guy.
Nah.
But he's nice.
But he didn't have the physicals for it. But this is what I'm gonna say about the Spurs shit. As my brother stated, we need to see what this playoff version of Wemby looks like. Because as of now, currently, Wemby is not better than Anthony Edwards. He just is not. So, the other guys that I've been talking about, SGA, Luka, the guys that have beaten him, they're in a different category. So even, like I said, I think that if the Spurs make a deep run, it's not going to be because of Wemby. I think it's going to be because of the guard play. You said what?
I think Edwards kind of, trying to see a way I can phrase this right.
Yeah, let me hear it.
I don't look stupid. But I feel like he's kind of gained a little traction on Luka.
Oh no, yeah. I don't put it past him, but I will say that those are guys that have beaten him already. They beaten him.
Yeah.
But he's because people are just looking at Luka Doncic's stats and acting like he's still, the greatest things in sliced bread. They just stats. They just production.
Well, I saw this guy on Twitter. He was basically saying Luka Doncic I think he was Lakers fan, and he was like, "Man, I disrespect Luka too much. He's still a top 3 player." And I'm like,
"Nah,
is he really? Is he really?
Nah." Because my thing is, because think about this: in order to be a top 3 player, and you're only playing one side of the court, it's not just your production, but it's also like your impact. His impact not hitting the same.
Nah.
And he's not efficient. He's not proficient. Like, he's proficient because of the production, but
He's proficient. He's just not really efficient.
he's not efficient.
Lost the locker room.
Never had the locker room. I can make an argument he never had the locker room. When has Luka Doncic ever been known for leadership?
Nah, he has. I don't think he's ever been known for leadership. But hey, man, you know, we shall see. Let's go ahead and wrap things up. Let us know in the comments if you made it this far, and let us know how y'all feel about the new style. If y'all want to see this more, and you know, y'all probably might see some clips of this on TikTok. So make sure you guys follow that and stay tuned for the next video.